What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bar Exam. I'm your host, Allie Rayner, and I'm here with the Bar Exam crew as always. Say hello to Mr. Marcus TV. What's up, Marcus?
What's going on, peoples?
What up? And say hello to Eric G. How you doing, Eric?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's up? Okay, coming before the bar is Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us music video. So it went viral again. The Compton rapper definitely took the internet by storm with this new music video, with the video reaching 39 million views on YouTube in just 5 days, with some reporting that it actually reached 1 million within 30 minutes. So that's just a little bit of to show you how big of a deal this video is. Right now, fans are having a lot of fun finding different familiar faces that they might have saw at the Pop-Out concert also being featured in the music video, and a few other surprise cameos were in there as well. And there's a bunch of Easter eggs in there that are kind of disses or shots at Drake and OVO. So let's get into it, fellas. So I don't know where we should even start. Should we start with the symbolism or all the people?
Let's start with that snippet that we heard at the top, because
that new song.
I don't know about you guys, but it's been a while since we've had like a good snippet to a record in hip hop. Like, we've kind of been bombarded with them over the years, and they've kind of felt few and far between. This was like the first snippet that I heard in a long time where I was like, ooh, no, I need that like ASAP. So that I was very excited, and he put it at the top of the video too. Like, it was super smart.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's pull up those lyrics actually, because I definitely was interested in them as well. I was trying to understand what exactly he's trying to say. I think that there were some like witty parts in there, but some of it I'm like, maybe I don't know enough about what he's referring to. So let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay. So he said, give me one sec.
While y'all there's something like about like a street name in there that means something, or something like that, from what I remember. But I'll bring it up when you read the lyrics.
Okay, so he said, woke up looking for broccoli, high key, keep a horn on me, that Kamazi, IP the ownership, the blueprint is by me, Mr. Get off at my feet. So I don't know. Like, I think that he's referring to what Drake was saying about like TDE, I guess, having ownership over him. And I guess he was trying to say that like they were taking a lot of his money or something like that. I guess like his deal was not good is what Drake was trying to say. So I guess this is Kendrick basically addressing that and clearing up the air that situation is not the same as it was before. I guess now he's in ownership. Is that right? Like, so it sounds like
he has the PG Lang thing going on now, and he's had that for a while. And I'm pretty sure that's him and Dave Free's thing.
Exactly. I was going to say, I think that he's in co-ownership with Dave Free. So I think that that's him also, you know, a nod at, like you said, at PG Lang. And then also he even had Top Dog, who is a part of TDE, a part of the video as well. So I guess he's also trying to imply that, hey, whatever it is that Drake was saying was going on over here, we're actually all good. We're all on good terms. And the contracts that he's talking about no longer even hold any weight. But I'm trying to understand the Mr. Get Off line. That's the one that really just had me stumped up, because I thought that the Kamazi line was dope. That Kamazi Washington is a saxophonist. So the part about keep a horn on me, Kamazi, I thought that was dope. That was smart. But the Mr. Get Off, I'm like, maybe I'm missing it. Do you guys know?
I think we're going to find out what that means more, the more music that we get. Because this isn't the first time he's kind of referred to himself as that. Like, he was kind of already alluding to it in Not Like Us. So, I mean, I think this, like, kind of like the Mr. Morale thing, now it's Mr. Get Off. Like, we might be leading into like another like side character of who Kendrick really is, and we're just getting that side of it now.
Okay. That makes sense.
Plus, that's just kind of a common slang. Like whenever you're doing something sweet, people be like, "Oh, you getting off." So he might be like, "I'm Mr. Get Off, nigga. Everything I do is cold." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it could just be something like that too. It may not be deeper, but it might be because it's Kendrick. You never know.
Exactly. Right. We just never know. So maybe I'm looking too much into it. Maybe he'll explain a little bit further, like Eric said, with the actual song dropping. But okay, so that is just off the first line. Very powerful. Definitely already taking shots at Drake. The rest of the video is lit. It's definitely representing for Compton for sure. There's so much symbolism with the Crips and the Bloods throughout the video too, like the red and the blue on the dancers' outfits. I thought that was dope. Yeah, so much. I'm trying to see what else is in here. So the very beginning scene is like the push-up lines, you know, where like Kendrick is actually literally in the cell or in the room or whatever doing push-ups. Talking about you better not come to cell block 1. So I feel like that was a wink again to Drake. I feel like there was just the entire thing was a wink to Drake, but it was interesting that it wasn't like he literally said Drake. It was more about like the symbolism sprinkled throughout. But what did you think about that, Eric?
Oh man, I thought two things when I first saw that scene. So the first thing that I did after I watched it for one time, I went back and watched it again because I wanted to count the push-ups that he was doing because I knew it was a reference to the song Push-Ups, but I also wanted to see if it was also a separate like sub bar to the part where he's like dropping "Give Me 50." So I started counting the push-ups in the video because I'm like, did this nigga do 50 push-ups? Clearly wasn't, but I was like, that still would like if he would have got off 50 right there, I would have been like, nah, that's cold.
Right. I mean, shit.
He
He got a lot off though. There was a lot of Easter eggs in here, so I mean, definitely was a nod. But you're right. Okay, it wasn't maybe exactly 50, but definitely him giving a nod towards the Drake diss song push-ups. And then the next scene is Kendrick beating up an owl pinata, and it says like no OV hoes were harmed in the making of this video. I can't lie, that was funny as hell in my opinion. Marcus, what did you think about that one?
So the whole every time when he brought that out and then like put him back in the cage and then did something with like it was such a knock to his brand, but it's also such ingenious because who thinks to fuck with your owl? Like, I mean, that's not even it is OVO. Like we say OVO and the owl, but like no one thinks to make fun of your like it'd be like if somebody was trolling Rick Ross and did shit to a Maybach, like, or like, no, that's not even something you would even think of. The whole owl and what it symbolized, and then when he put it back in the cage, like, oh yeah, I control you. That shit was crazy. I don't know. I don't know how Drake is going to respond to Kendrick, like if he even can at this point, because everything that he did about Drake's brand has been like from the beginning. The dropping on June 15th, I mean on June 10th with the concert, releasing the video on July 4th. Like every like he's literally strategically played this to a 9.7. Like it's low key. That's why I said in the group chat, like without being prisoner of the moment, I don't know if we've seen something like this or if we can even appreciate it in real time right now. I don't know if you have to look back on it like a year from now. I don't know because it's being played out where like the only way it could get out that like Drake could come out ahead of this. This is gonna sound so stupid, but like him and Kendrick come together and like, yeah, we did this to revive my career. And that's gonna sound crazy. And it's gonna be like, yeah, you know, we had an idea and we needed to like do this and we wanted to make sure. And it's like this unified front. Now, I don't believe that to be true because of the way the camps and who was involved. But that's the only way that like you could be like, okay, all right, I see you, Drake. Because after the Schoolboy Q shit came out about J. Cole, I don't even like that this ain't what you want. So I don't know. I don't think it's a recovery from Drake. I think the owl putting back in the cage, I think that was like checkmate, nigga. I really feel like that was a checkmate. Like and then you did it in the video. To even make a video, let's go there. Let the song has did what it's done, right? But to even make a video of this, like because up until this point, was back to back the greatest single that was a diss of
It's up there
recent times.
for sure. It was
Of
up.
recent times,
Of
yes.
recent, like I'm saying of recent, not of all time. Of like I'm just saying of recent.
Like of like the past like 10,
Yeah, 10
15
years.
years,
Yeah,
I would
10,
say.
yeah. So
Probably, yeah.
2024. Yeah, we'll say. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
So this has done not like us has done way, 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 way more than what back to back ever did. And like the reach of not like us is I think it's everywhere. We haven't seen everywhere that it's gonna be. It's viral. It's iconic viral now. It's content creator viral. Like you're not even a Kendrick or Drake fan, and you're making a not like us. You're rapping. You don't care. You're not a fan of either one. But it's what's hot and it's what's trendy. So now I need to make it on my. It's like $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, for real. It's
You know,
everywhere now. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
That's a
and
good
it
point.
makes sense in terms of like for us because we're Americans, and I feel like that's another thing that he was really trying to cement in there is the whole sorry, I want to say I think mine was glitching for a second. But I think that that's another part that was so powerful, and I think that's why at least in America it seems as though that like it's so viral here. I don't know if it is in the rest of the world. That's the thing that I think is going to be interesting because Drake is normally known to be like a global reach. So I kind of wonder like if Kendrick Lamar is not like us is really reaching globally or if it's really just us because you know we're tied in, we understand the references to Juneteenth, we understand July 4th independence for you know for all of America, and at the same time he's unifying the Bloods and the Crips with the red and the blue. So I feel like for us it means a lot, but I kind of wonder if like it's doing the same type of effect across the world. You feel me?
so I think it's the same but different in like reach. I think just the fact that it's reached other countries and other international, I think that's valid. Like kind of like Sexy Red. Like Sexy Red is loved in the States, but the fact that it reached South Africa, you know, they don't have to love her over there. The fact that they even heard about it. They don't have to love her in London. The fact that it's just over there in London. You know, I don't necessarily know that they love it. I think it's just like I swear to you, if there's a fucking Indian version of Not Like Us, like with the little dots and the little man fucking, it's over. Like if there's an Indian or the Japanese drill,
Oh,
like
man.
dog,
I'd be
like
fired. It's over.
it's over.
You're right.
Then it goes to a place that like it's a stretch. So I don't. Yeah.
This is how I knew that the impact was gonna be as big as it was. Because after the concert at the Amazon concert that they had at the Forum, that like we kind of had a inkling that a video was coming, but we didn't really know for sure. But then, like I remember after that, I think it was like the day after actually, you start seeing footage of them filming the video. Then like a week later, the stills come out of like what we can expect it's gonna look like. For me personally, I can't remember the last time a video has been this anticipated. Like not even just the song, because the song was already doing what it was doing. the fact that everyone was kind of sitting back like, oh, we want to see the video too. It's been a long time because videos just aren't consumed like how they used to be. So for him to get that type of attention just off of this one record, it's a knockout the park.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. How did you guys feel about did anybody notice that there was a fake Drake in the video? There was a guy wearing a shiesty mask, but he was like a light-skinned dude standing behind Kendrick. I was am I bugging out? Like, what is going on right now?
That the guy
that nigga was walking up. That nigga was walking up and he said, shoot.
Was that the guy who went viral a few years ago for being a Drake impersonator? Was that the same dude?
I don't know if it was the same dude, but if it was, that's really funny.
That would be really crazy, but it would fit. I mean, maybe it could be, but it definitely was a nod to Drake's Dark Lane demo tapes.
I thought that same thing.
Yeah, which I was like, okay, so like Kendrick is not letting up on this dude. I think that like it was so clever to use so many different like tropes of Drake, but then also like throw in one really quick of like actually him without having to say his name. I just think it gives off, like he continues to give off this this message of like Drake is lurking and he's trying to come and steal the culture and he's trying to steal the swag. Like I don't know how Drake is gonna be able to come back from this. Like I don't know. And then he has so many people in the video who are backing it up. That's another thing for me. So like, I mean, Mustard was in it again. He had Ab-Soul in there, Schoolboy. Who else? Top Dog was in there. Tommy the Clown was in there. I love that. He even had the hip hop clowns, which they killed it, by the way. The dancers did such a great job. I feel like it was awesome that he like made sure that there was so much representation for Compton in the video. I think that this is just gonna bring so many people to Compton just to be able to be like, oh, you know, I'm in the area that Kendrick was in, you know. I think the tourism is gonna go crazy over there. But yeah, there was a ridiculous amount of basically, I feel like anybody who was at the concert was in the video.
And then like just like extended people too. Like we didn't even mention YG's in the video. Like you got people that are loosely West Coast affiliated, like Smack and T-Rel from Back on Fig podcast. Like you got so many different elements of the West Coast that were there that it was just awesome to see. The one thing that I really appreciated that like, and this was something that I had to catch up on later. Dayfree and Kendrick obviously directed the video, and there's a shot where they're in the video and they're doing like a if you know type handshake, and they're locked. Yep, that one right there. And they're locking the B's and the P's right there. And if you know what that means, that is definitely a West Side Pyru set in Los Angeles. So like he's letting it be known that even if I'm not all the way like tapped in, I'm tapped in enough to where it's like Drake, chill out. Like all that stuff. I'm from the West, so I can get a DP, like all that type of shit. Like, nah, that's out now.
No, I definitely think Kendrick is more gang affiliated than Drake.
I think he's more gang affiliated than we know, period.
Because that was the thing. I think that handshake right there was a direct response to Drake, his opening lines on Family Matters when he was like, you know who really bang a set, my nigga YG. You know who really bang a set, my nigga Chuck T. Who else really bang a set, my nigga CB. So Kendrick very subtly is saying, me too, nigga.
So that was. This is a real. Oh, this is gonna be off topic, but real quick, is Kendrick more gang affiliated than the Game?
Hey, you know what? As a big Game fan. And as I'll even come on camera for this one, as a big Game fan, and as somebody who, as you can see, I'm in the Cali banging Reddit, like I know people on the West Coast. Like I know people out there. So from what I've heard from real people in the neighborhoods, is that Game's whole story really is his brother's story, and he was around. Like he's
so like Plies.
like he's from the hood, but not nearly to the extent that he portrays himself to be from the hood. You get what I'm saying? Like he was like every hood has members and bangers. He was more of a member. His brother was a banger. You get what I'm saying? So, and that's kind of a common story that's been surrounding him like for his whole career. Whereas Kendrick has done the opposite. He's tried to downplay, hey, I'm not really from nowhere. I'm just cool with certain people. And it'd be everyone else in his circle that'd be like, nah, Kendrick is from here. Like, so that kind of lets me know, like, maybe, yes, to answer your question. Because when other people are verifying you and you're like trying to downplay it, that means you was out here.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just so many memorable West Coast moments that the game is not a part of. You know, from the Super Bowl to Nipsey to this, you know, he always seems to be on the sideline, you know, or on the outside looking in, you know, versus, oh yeah, we got to get game. And this is, I mean, at one point, he had Cali on his back. So, and I can't really say he had a fall from grace either. So I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. It'd be like 50 it'd be like New York having moments and 50's nowhere to be found.
Well, okay, so just to touch on that real quick, it was like that for a little bit for 50 and them. It was G-Unit in one pocket and everybody else because they was beefing with the world. So that was a thing for a little while, kind of until, I want to say it was when Chris Lighty died, and then he finally made peace with Fat Joe and then got cool with Jadakiss and them again. Then it was like, all right, 50's, you back in the New York circle again. You know what I mean? But as far as the game thing too, I think a lot of that comes from, I mean, for one, he's done a lot of weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? As far as like character flaw type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you'll attack people out of nowhere and then back off, and then you cool with them and then you not, and you know, you squash beef with 50 and then you diss him on the next album, and it's like, all right, nigga, what's up? Like, so, you know, they've always had that like bipolar game is bipolar thing that's always been out there. So I think that's part of it. And then I think recently the Super Bowl thing was because I think possibly Jay-Z had something to do with that, because Jay-Z and Game have never gotten along. And I think M and 50 probably had something to do with that, because they like, we bring in 50, why we have Game here too? Like, that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it was still
I mean, I think
that was part of it. You gotta have a bigger people. You gotta have 50 and M. Like, they're both bigger than Game. So I think that was that. And then as far as this situation, he's like, I'm cool with both parties. I like, some of my biggest hits are with Drake and some of my biggest hits are with Kendrick. Like, I'm not picking a side. So it's like, if you show up in that video, you're picking a side now. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these people there.
I feel that.
Yeah, there. Totally don't expect a YG and Drake record to come out anytime soon.
Yeah, that's never happening.
If ever again.
Yeah, not after that. I mean, I didn't expect YG to be in the video, and I completely forgot about that line. So thank you for reminding us of that, Shane. I forgot that Drake even said that line. So it's gotta sting seeing the person that you're talking about, who's repping and who's real, end up in the concert and in the music video soon after. So I wonder what's happening over there. Another very powerful moment, I have to say, was seeing Kendrick's fiance, Whitney, appear in the video right at the perfect line for it, too. Let me see. What was the line again? She pops up at the family matter, and the truth of the matter is God's plan to show the liar line. And her and the kids are in the music video having a good time. We don't know if maybe they were just saving face or if they really are back, you know, if they really are united. But either way, I think that the symbolism is crazy smart. I think that it looked fun. You know what I mean? I thought it was an adorable scene, and I think it was powerful. So
I think that was the
favorite thing about that scene.
It looked like she was having so much fun in that scene. And then also at the concert, they showed, because, you know, a bunch of people were like, oh, Whitney's not at the concert. And then they were like, no, she is. She's right there, dancing her ass off, having a great time, smiling and shit. So it was like, if they're doing this to save face, they're doing an excellent job, because they've got me convinced that everything's all right. So.
kind of piggybacking off that, Shane, my favorite part about that scene before it even starts is like how it's like they're kind of it's zoomed in on Kendrick at first, and then it zooms out and shows the whole family. And in one of the still pictures that dropped before the video dropped, it is one of those pictures, but it's in that same tone that they used for the video, that like black and white kind of old schoolish tone. So you like when you're looking at the picture from the still that came out, you can't really tell if it's like just a photo. You can't really tell if it's new or old, like none of that. But then the video comes out, and then you see the whole thing, and then you see the picture get brought to life, and then they all start dancing. Like that shit was flawless.
Absolutely. Definitely a lot of thought went into this video. I feel like they didn't leave anything unsaid or unturned. I mean, we already talked about the closing with the owl getting put into the cage. So yeah, very, very much true symbolism of what's kind of happening to Drake right now. It sounds like he's pretty quiet over there right now. Seems like a lot of American artists are cooling off on him on the well, at least hip hop, at least rap artists seem like they're taking a moment.
So okay. So with that, I think right now it's hard for Drake because the second that we saw him go outside again, he was at the Michael Rubin party, and everybody was scrutinizing that picture. Like, from just how he looked, like his face, like if he had bags under his eyes, like anything like that, they were calling it out. And I just think that right now it's tough to be in his position because, like we've all kind of been saying, like, what does he do next? The thing is that he's already taken a few steps since the beef that I don't really think have worked out well for him. The first big misstep was collaborating with that Camila Cabello girl. Shouldn't have done that if there was going to be a bunch of racist tweets that came out about her afterwards. I don't know if he didn't know or what the case was there, but bad timing, very bad timing there. And then to show up at the Michael Rubin party, like right after all that happens, and you see who's in there, like you see the celebs that are in there. So it's even surprising to me, like, that, like, a lot of these guys are going to be thinking the same thing when they're in that party with them, regardless. If they go up to him, dap him, whatever, they're all going to be thinking that same thing. Yo, is he good? For real, for real? Like, I'm surprised he's here. I'm surprised he even showed his face. Shit like that. So I just think it's bad for Drake because because of who he's been his whole career, he kind of feels like he has to still pop out and shit. It's not the time for that right now. No, go get low. Go get low somewhere and we got to be able to miss you a little bit so that when you come back, we can actually look forward to what your next move is. Because right now, the moves ain't moving.
What do you think, Marcus? Do you think that would have been a better play? Just lay low.
I don't know if he could. Like, how could you? Because no response is a response, right? So could Drake really be silent during all of this?
I don't think you need total silence, but you need enough of you not being in the way so that this moment can live, breathe, and we can get it out of here so that this time next year, like, we can be talking about the next thing that Drake is moving on to. The next thing that even Kendrick is moving on to, because I don't think these two stay here forever.
So then I go to what you said before. So okay, what we talked about too with the reach, and just because it's big here in the States. Let's just say you are Drake, right? So you can go anywhere in the world. You're Drake, right? Where is Drake at now that out living life, doing just Drake, whatever country that is, he can't control if Not Like Us gets played. And then that video surfaces, or that, he gets trolled, or, does he leave the club right after? So you can't control the reach of wherever you're gonna go because of where the song is. If he's in France, if he's in, it doesn't matter where he's at. You know, oh, as soon you saw what happened when fucking Canada with Rick Ross.
I was just about to bring that up.
So I mean,
that wasn't bad.
I mean, is Drake banned from Florida now? I don't. Those are questions I don't know. I mean, can Drake go to Miami, or is he gonna be? Because are they gonna ride for Ross like they did for him and Ken? I don't. These are. I don't know. The internet's undefeated. So
this is a good question. That's a very good question, actually.
I don't know. So like that's what I'm saying. Where could Drake go and not be Drake? Because I mean, you had this top spot. You wanted all of this, and you know.
I think that goes more to what Allie was saying, though, where Drake is international. So maybe if things are calming down for him in the United States because of this whole Kendrick situation, go up to Canada, go to the Caribbean, go over to Africa. You've been doing all the Afro beats and all that stuff. Go get it popping over there. There's a big audience that is underserved over there when it comes to American urban music, and they love our shit. You know what I'm saying? They love that shit. Same with Europe, like all the old school rappers and all that stuff. That's how they still make a living. They just tour in Europe all the time. So it's like there's ways. Like he can go to Asia and do his thing. Like he can go to Australia. He probably go to literally every other major country that has like a hip hop audience and be fine. Like and just lay low here for a little bit.
Yeah, if he goes on an international tour, he'll be all right.
Oh yeah, I love that South Africa idea for sure. I think that would be dope because he, like you said, he's already been in the Afro beats for a minute, and I think it would have been timely for summer. So that's why I'm surprised he didn't go that route. And he went with Camilla, and then it was like even the route that he went with Camilla. Like there was one that was kind of boppy, but the other one was like real sad. I don't know. I think that one was just in the pipeline, and they didn't know how to, they couldn't necessarily like tell her no after a certain amount of time, but. Yeah,
did y'all catch Kendrick when he was doing the hopscotch? How he skipped over to 6?
Yes, I was just about to say like there was some other symbolism like that.
Oh, okay.
He didn't say Drake's name at all in the video. I don't think. I'm like pretty sure every time Drake came up, he like either just had his mouth closed or did something. But every time Drake's name came or he said Drake's name in the song, he didn't say it in the video.
Someone else pointed that out, and I think that you're right. I think that definitely is extra symbolism of like we don't even speak on him. But it was weird because it was like we don't speak on him, but at the same time, like there's so much symbolism of him all throughout this entire video. So I don't know. What did you guys think that was trying? Was that just trying to represent that like he just refuses to say Drake's name?
I think he was protecting himself legally.
I didn't even
because the battle only ended because lawyers got involved.
Well, that's what they're saying, but I mean,
I don't believe that.
He said because he didn't mute his vocals, like when he said Drake, you can still hear the name Drake in the video. He just doesn't physically mouth the words, like when you're lip syncing and you're shooting your video. He just wouldn't lip sync the word Drake. That's all, but you can still hear it, like because it's in the song. He says "Say Drake," like that part's there.
So, yeah, it's not like he bleeped it out.
Yeah, he didn't bleep nothing out. So
okay, well,
if he would have bleeped it out, maybe I could have seen that. But nah, he just didn't say his name, so that was.
I think it leans.
That was just interesting.
I think it leans more towards what Allie was saying when she's saying that it's like you're so nothing that we're not even gonna say your name. Like we're just gonna subliminally, get at you throughout the whole video. Obviously everybody knows the words to the song, so that is what it is. But as far as that part, I think that's what it is. Like, you're not even good enough for me to speak on. Like, so I'm not going to speak on you. Like, this video is about me and how much California loves me now and how much we rep in the West Coast and all of that's what this video is about. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
Somebody said it was a victory lap for him. I couldn't have agreed more. Yeah. One more scene that I wanted to bring up for y'all. Because this was another like really interesting part that at first I had a really hard time trying to figure out what it meant. The all white container scene with
I was lost on that.
Yeah, I was too. Who was the basketball player that ended up showing up in that scene too? Wasn't it like DeMar DeRozan or somebody like
DeMar
that?
DeRozan was a
Yeah.
cameo, but I didn't understand why he was there.
Well, because he used to play for the Raptors and now he's back in Cali, I think, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was what that part meant. But I did not pull this meaning. I will shout out Melissa Ford from Joe Budden. But I thought that this was probably the best explanation that I heard. And basically what I gathered from what she said is that it's basically another meaning of the exportation of black culture. So all the boxes are all white, and then you have nothing but black people in the containers, but they're like doing all these like dope ass dances and shit. And it's so in a symbolic way, that's just another way of saying like you guys always try to ship off the black culture off to everybody else, but like we're not doing that this time around.
I like that.
That's deep as fuck.
It is.
That's too
That
deep.
was the deepest one that I heard for sure.
Yeah. I was not going to be able to get, because I can't lie. Yeah, I was looking at that one too. Like, I think that one is just, I must just not be hit. But that makes so much more sense now. Wow, that's crazy. And then you're right with D-Rose being in the video in that spot, in particular, shipping it back. That makes sense. That's crazy. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if we hit everything, if we got all of the Easter eggs. I'm trying to see.
I will say, just as another, this was just something that I love to see. Kendrick back with all of TDE again. Love seeing that. And not only that, but I loved where they shot it. They shot it at the Nickerson Gardens. That's Shane. Who is that? That's J Rock and Top Dog.
Yeah. J Rock and Top Dog are from over there.
Yep.
They're from those projects.
Yeah. So no, it was really good to see him there with all of them. So yeah, that was a really good look.
Oh yeah, the energy. At first, I was worried that I was gonna get tired of this song, to be honest, because it's everywhere. Every time I go online, it is playing everywhere. And kind of like what Marcus said, every creator has made some type of video about it. But seeing this music video got me hype all over again. Just seeing how excited Compton was for this, it was infectious for real. So shout out to Kendrick, definitely doing it for Compton, but also just the West Coast. I wonder when he's gonna drop that new song.
What's the symbolism behind Tam's, the chicken spot that he was at?
I can't even lie to you. I was thinking that. When that popped up, I was like, is Tam's like where it's at in Compton? Like, am I?
I thought it was like is it like the Roscoe's?
It's a historic spot in Compton, Tam's Burgers. Like I've heard a lot of the rappers rapping about it. So I think it's just one of those spots that, like, if you in Compton, you want to go there type shit.
Yeah, just like the Roscoe's effect. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Well, I guess we all know where we're gonna go if we if we're going down there.
Yes, with safe people though.
It's all good. I got some people we can call. We good. We good at Tam. Sure.
Perfect.
Thank goodness for the right connects. But all right, I think that's everything for the symbolism that we saw in the video. Do you guys I don't know. I still haven't heard anything online about when he's gonna drop that song that had the snippet though.
I'm glad you said that. So one last Easter egg that was mentioned online that I caught was the jacket he was wearing in one of the scenes had a date on it. It was like August 8th or something like that. And that's a Friday, I want to say, which is roughly a month. So now granted, he didn't have that jacket made. It was like that, and it just happened to have that date on it already because somebody looked it up and was like, oh no, this is like a thing you can buy. But
it's like a brand or some shit like that.
The fact that he bought that.
The fact that he bought it though. And about a month after, he's dropping the biggest single of his life and giving us a teaser for the next one, the album might be coming in a month.
I think my biggest question is, what is this shit going to sound like? because
I'm gonna ask too. Do y'all think it's gonna be like a bunch of mustard slaps? Because I kind of want that. Like, I like fun Kendrick. We don't get fun Kendrick a lot. We get serious, introspective, deep Kendrick a lot. I want to party to some Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so that's
video.
kind of his knock, is that you don't party to Kendrick. You know, you'll go somewhere, you'll bump Drake, you'll bump that you never, no one has ever had the aux cord until Not Like Us and said play that Kendrick Lamar song.
That's messed up because he does have good good records that could be considered.
He doesn't have good music and it's not being played. I'm saying no one has ever gotten the party, grabbed the cord, and said play Kendrick Lamar. That's never come out in any group discussion. It's not to say that his music isn't good and that it's not that he doesn't have fans. Party Kendrick and party, that was never his niche. He was album, riding, cruising. I'm just gonna be you. It was all of the other things. So Shane is right. We've never gotten party fun Kendrick.
Not a full album of it. We've gotten sprinkles of little things like the DNA record. Like whatchamacallit, that shit King's Dead with J-Rock and Future. Like, he has records that can easily be played in the club, and I'm pretty sure I've heard some of these records at a club or a party or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's incapable.
Oh, I know you're not saying that. I know you're not. What I'm saying is just like a damn near a whole album of slaps from Kendrick. Like, we've never really gotten that. Like, if I get an album with Mustard production, Cardo, Mike Will, like niggas like that who he fucks with that are still like you know, even though Michael's from Atlanta, like he still makes beats for Kendrick, but whatever. Like, all them niggas are like loosely affiliated with making music with Cali niggas still. So it's like, yeah, give me that shit. I 100% want to hear an album full of Mustard on it.
Yeah, Hit Boy at the video shoot. Get that nigga some beats. Hit Boy.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I was gonna say there was a
Him
lot
and
of
Big
people.
Hit was there. Like, so you know what I mean? Get some slaps. Let's go.
And Hit Boy is on fire right now.
For sure. Even like YG, I kind of wonder if like YG, Roddy Ricch, like, and then the Steve Lacy keeps popping up, and he is not necessarily hip hop, but I don't know how he's affiliated. He must know somebody over there.
Niggas keep saying he's like that out there. I've heard that multiple times, that like whenever the Steve Lacy thing came up, like there was always like a comment underneath, like, y'all know he from Compton, right? Like, y'all know he still really like that, right? It was like, okay,
if y'all say so.
Yeah.
I guess.
So, I want to say this respectfully, and this is probably for another date. I really want to put the East Coast versus West Coast back up in modern, with a modern scorecard, with a modern day LA, the entire Los Angeles versus New York.
That sounds like an episode. That sounds
like we should do
like
that,
that's
actually.
because that's there, like that we're going, everyone who's going to say is going to go like, oh yeah, Biggie and Pac. No, that's not what I'm talking about right now. That's not, I'm talking about
the currents.
Yeah, I'm talking about currents. So clearly Kendrick runs Compton, or is solidified as the. So who on the New York side do you even put against in I guess you could call it versus, in street cred music? Is Jim Jones the equal version of Kendrick? I know that's a joke.
Dave East.
Huh?
I was thinking Dave East. Dave East, I think, is the New York version of Kendrick because of subject matter, everything that you're just talking about, everything that you were just saying about. The only thing he doesn't have is the popularity in the numbers. Kendrick is obviously slaughtering them in that. But when it comes to subject matter, like the type of vibe that you get from them, you'll get a similar vibe from a Dave East as you would a Kendrick if you listen, to their music. So, but this is a great episode idea. I think we should definitely do this.
Yeah, we should.
Niggas like me be thinking in between raising our families and going to work.
Paying bills, taking care of everybody, being responsible. You know what I mean? Being a good nigga out here.
Just trying to do my part.
Doing a good
Real
job.
shit.
Appreciate you, Marcus. But yeah, we definitely got to do that one on another note. Okay. I think is there anything else, fellas? I think that's
I'm good. I think I'm good.
I'm good. Hey, 45 minutes and we knocked this shit out the park.
We kind of did.
This shit
We
is
smoked this one.
hey, that, not like us. That's how I know it's reached too far because this girl, I put her on my story. She was playing it on the violin. It was like, play Kendrick, not like us, but keep it classy at our wedding. And she killed that shit. Like, absolutely killed it. Like, that's why I said, like, the reach of this is just in uncharted territory.
Oh man, wait till the fall hits and all the black colleges start getting back in and all the marching bands start playing that shit.
Oh, you gonna do that Joe Budden dance?
This record is
gonna do that.
Man,
Yeah.
what? This shit is gonna go crazy.
I mean, you saw
my chops back just so I can play on somebody's drum line and play that shit.
I was gonna say, you saw what happened when that fucking Petey Pablo nigga in drum.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that is niggas gonna have dances to that shit in the marching band. Like, man.
Yeah, the drum major and the color guard gonna go crazy.
Oh, come on, man. And then if the bands play, you already know the frats and fraternities, they gonna turn up and make dances and stomps to them too. I'm sure they're working on them right now.
If HBCUs was smart, every school would have a Not Like Us scholarship, and the branding of it, you got to think, I'm not like us. And then like, not dog, that would go so, why are you not like us? And then they just kept it going. And then you got people doing, I'm an astrophysicist, I'm not like us. Like, to separate niggas from African Americans. Oh, that shit would be wild. That you see how you over there doing that Kill Bill fucking shit right now?
Because I just thought about it. I'm like,
because
yeah.
Like, some shit just works effortlessly. There's not a dean, there's not a student admission that we can't get on board. Not like us. Who? Kendrick Lamar. Like, you can't even sit there and be distinguished and bougie and be against it. And you want to call the scholarship what? Not like us. Well, that's the whole reason that HBCUs were developed, because not like that, like, it works on all levels. There's no negative to it.
Yeah.
Unless you are OV ho, then don't go to that school.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another thing. I love that he coined that word. Like,
what if you hit, this is gonna sound, because it's people like us who control like broadcast booths and behind the scenes and all that. Wait till you hear this shit on the Olympics.
Man. If it reaches that far,
Ari wins gold.
Hey, it would be like when Venus, or no, it was Serena. She won, I think, the Wimbledon, and she did the sea walk on the tennis court. You know what I'm saying? So it would be something like that. I bet you.
I
can see that.
Man, let somebody sea walk. Like, they got a girl, I think her name is Emmanuel, in the sea. Like, I said in the sea because they said we went in by land, air, and sea. They was talking about all the different sports, but in the pool, she's crazy, like Michael Phelps type crazy. Like, that's how good she is. Like, let her sea walk off the little diving board and then go. Man, that shit would be epic. Epic.
It absolutely would. We'll probably see a lot of this popping up all throughout the culture. I mean, we already saw it with the ads. The ads for BET with Taraji, beforehand with the maybe not BET ads, but it was like ads for the presidency, and it was like Taraji and Kamala talking about, oh yeah, they not like us. Like, so we've already seen how far it's
I did see
reaching
that.
and how
Kamala
many
got
people are
clowned for
trying
that
to
too.
jump on. Huh?
I said I did see that. Kamala got clowned for that online too. They was like, "Oh, now you popping back out all of a sudden, and it's not like us." Oh, okay.
They definitely dragged her for it. But I mean, like it just shows you how like people are just going to try and use it, manipulate it any type of way to get their message through, because it is having that much of a moment. It's crazy. So yeah, I can't wait to see what else happens. I know the bar exam can't either. And if you guys at home have anything else that we might have missed in the video, please let us know in the comment section. And if you guys have any predictions of what you guys think that is coming from Kendrick's camp, because I think Shane definitely has something with that August drop. So we'll see if there's any other Easter eggs out there for us. But be sure to check us out every Monday on the Ethos Media Network YouTube page, and check out the Patreon for our most candid conversations where it gets really wild and really fun over there. But we will see you guys on the next one. This is Bar Exam. Bye, guys.